each of you is pulled into what feels for a moment like a maelstrom, a tornado. There is a sort of an abyss that unfurls before you, and it stretches out. The darkness has these sort of ethereal strands that are moving through it. There are these sort of twisted forms that are writhing and contorting. They're not really shapes that you can make out. They're just kind of lines of grays. The expanse around you sort of melts into this vast storm of purple clouds, and it feels for a moment as if you are falling, sort of plummeting into this unknown. The sensation of being sort of pulled and pushed at the same time is very bizarre. It both feels like you're sort of flying and completely still. There's a sort of a strong sense of vertigo, almost as if you're sort of turning upside down very, very quickly. This flashing set of images moves through your mind. You see walls collapsing. You see the ground splitting open. You see a cavalry charge moving across a landscape. You see an airship across the sea. You see sort of a titan pulling itself up out of the ground. And Tooth, you very specifically feel a sensation. Your hand is burning, your physical hand. The lost second reaches through your glove. It is searing your scales, your flesh. The nerves in your arm light up, and this fire is sort of searing through your wrist and your arm. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Sure. A 10.
Your
7. Sorry.
Oh, that changes things.
That's a big difference.
Your mind reaches deeply, sort of searching for something, a sense just beyond your senses. This item belongs to something greater than an individual. You, the others, the previous holder of the lost second, have always and will always only ever be custodians. You have a deep understanding of this thing now, in that it belongs to no one, but it does belong to something somewhere. I'm afraid on a 7, that is all you get. Can you roll me a d10, please?
Sure can.
7. You see in this sort of...
Could you ask me to roll one more time so I can roll another 7? Sorry, please continue.
Absolutely. Roll another 7.
Thank you.
Let's see if you can roll a third 7. If you do, I'll give you something special.
Nope. It was a 4.
Boo.
Okay, continue.
You see this kind of ever-shifting form of this bizarre animalistic thing that is reaching forward and grabbing at the ground. Within a few moments, your senses understand that this is sort of a built thing, like a construct. It's very animalistic. This enormous construct's arms are digging into the ground and pulling itself forward, and you recognize that it's moving very quickly towards what feels like you for a second, and then you sort of tumble over one last time, and we shift to one of the others. Let's go to Brula. Brula, you're experiencing this in a similar way to Tooth, but you feel no burning sensation to your hand. you're able to sort of focus maybe more on a visual aspect for a second as you recognize sort of strands of time stretching out before you. There are mirrors upon mirrors and all of these worlds within worlds. They're sort of spiraling and entwining. There are timelines of possible futures unwinding and rewriting. There is this roar of noise. It's like 1,000 mountains collapsing in on themselves. Please make me an Arcana check.
And I just know that this is just the timeline. This is just strands of time.
Yep.
Okay, normal. Oof. 6.
You understand that this is strands of time, and you understand that these are possible timelines unwinding. You have attuned to this device, and in attuning with it, each of you have sort of a mild innate understanding of elements of this device. You don't understand the whole thing, you don't understand how it works exactly, but there is a relationship that you immediately develop with this thing. This thing is complex. The noise for you settles into notes as your mind begins to understand the magic at work here specifically. There is a sort of a cacophony of madness that is compressing and condensing into something that you recognize. It becomes an orchestra of time. The timeline that is rewriting itself before your very eyes settles into a single timeline, slowing back to normal, back to manageable speeds, and roll me a d10 as well, please, here.
D10. 5.
You have this final image pushed through your mind, and it is of this sort of castle that appears underwater. It looks as if this isn't sort of the home of a Triton or a merfolk or anything like that. It looks as if somebody lifted a castle up from the land and then dropped it into the water and then left it there. And as this kind of vision twists and churns in your mind, you get this flash of the this entire underwater city, but as if it is a sunken city, not a city that would belong to merfolk or anything like that. And then you are turned out of this vision, and we shift to somebody else. Let's go now to Alinis, I think.
Okay.
Alinis, the same initial understanding, the same initial kind of feelings, but for you, there, as these kind of timelines and this magic peels away for a second, something kind of feels as if it reaches for you and grabs you, and that sensation of like being pushed and pulled at the same time just feels like you're being crushed. You blink and you experience this sort of shifting set of coalescing images, hues of purple, this storm of time, and you blink, and in the space of that blink you open your eyes and there is nothing but darkness. You have a strong sort of sensation that you're kind of trapped underground. You feel as though you are bleeding. You had a wound in your back that is feeling like it's kind of opening further and further and further, tearing slowly, and you are bleeding out. Your body feels large. You get that kind of Alice in Wonderland syndrome, as if you feel like you're kind of expanding. There is this expansion sensation, but also a sense of compression. No ability to move, to cast, to mend. You're trapped, you're lost, you're free, you're broken. You do not belong here. Please make me a wisdom check. Just a flat wisdom check, so not a save.
Okay. 9.
3 fails so far. The earth itself, Terra Gaia, is crying out. It is mournful. It is a sort of a huge wound in this land. You recognize that the sensation and the feeling that you have isn't of the wound that you took from the attack from the assassins, but is a direct connection that you're having with the land that would be underfoot. This wound within her is spreading. It is almost like an infection from a cut. There is both the cut, the hole in the ground, the break, and the sensation of a sickness and an infection spreading outwards from this wound within yourself. Roll me a d10 as well, please.
3.
You have a final sort of image here of a group of elves arriving on these sort of really archaic looking old rickety boats and ships. There are these strange banners that are of no sigils that you recognize. This group of elves are in really old looking basic armors and leathers, each of them with strange sigils on. And as they sort of make land here, the first elf places a foot to the beach, and there is a burst of sort of purple energy, and this kind of set of tentacles rush up and around this elf's leg, settling into his calf, moving and twisting into the flesh. But the elf doesn't seem to notice it, continues on as all of these strands of purple energy are pushing into him, gripping and trying to control him. You tumble and turn overwards, and we shift to Rio. Rio, you are a little more familiar right now with some of these sensations and these feelings that you're having. It feels a bit like dreams. It feels a bit like you are asleep. It feels a bit like you're kind of having a bit of a lucid dream moment. And as you're sort of twisting and turning through this bizarre timescape, the power of a planar entity begins filling your eyes and ears and nostrils. You have no mouth all of a sudden. Your skin turns to dust and ash. You're dehydrated. Your limbs shatter, and from the inside of your body, millions of tiny violet ants pour forth, carrying within their mandibles a piece of you, your liver, your heart, your memories, what remains of your soul. Please give me a charisma saving throw.
A 9.
4 fails from the group. You feel a calm settle over you. You're back in control. You feel fine. Please roll me a d10.
Another 7.
7. There is a final kind of dreamlike image that settles over you. You find yourself kind of sitting in a very large throne. You look down to see hands that you don't recognize. You look out to a courtroom that you don't recognize inside of a building that once belonged to an ancient civilization. This kind of huge circular structure with the sort of interior of a newer build of Gothic looking interiors. Ahead of you there are hundreds and hundreds of soldiers that have stood to attention. You feel yourself stand up and raise a hand towards the sky, and as you raise your hand up, all of the soldiers raise their hands up as well, and as they do so, every single one of them seems to sort of burst into flame. The humans, the tieflings, the orcs, the gnomes, they all suddenly burst into flames and shift and change as their bodies crack and burst into devilish creatures, as they kind of all just transform before you, as you watch your own hand transform as well into that of a sort of an enormous clawed horrific creature-like thing. You shift and turn over, and the sensation ends for all of you. Welcome to the Lost Second, everybody. And before we continue here, I just want to say we have merchandise that I would like to bring your attention to. While these guys continue traveling through time, I think it's a perfect time for me to draw your attention over to the new t-shirt and new hoodie available. I'll put it up on the screen here. Look at that. Artwork by Katzy Nook. This is now available on our site, merch.tablestory.tv. It's got the Cool Kids Forever group on it with each of the characters. Katzy kind of just doodled this and I was like, hey, let me throw this on a t-shirt. And she graciously allowed us to throw it up. So you can grab that now on the merchandising store if you would like. T-shirts in a couple of different colors, hoodies in a couple of different colors. I tried to get it to be a sticker because I think it looks like it would be an epic sticker, but I couldn't quite figure out how to get it to be shaped correctly. So hopefully that'll show up at some point. Also, we have other episodes of The Lost Second if you're interested. So go ahead and grab your t-shirts and hoodies now. She's saying in the chat room that she said no and that he can't believe he did it anyway, but I just, for legal reasons, that is not true. She's been paid. Yeah, welcome to The Lost Second, episode 2. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get back into it here. With that little announcement out of the way, I just wanted to get that up at the front of the show because I will forget. The four of you, having last week been tasked by the assembly with taking this device and doing whatever the quest giver wanted you to do with it. It sounded like they wanted you to destroy this thing. Went to the Master Tinkerer Alden's home. Inside there was this kind of eccentric old man who had this device. He made you touch it and attune to it. And after doing so, the house came under attack from assassins. This group cast a darkness spell on you. You were under attack, and then the device seemed to activate, and it propelled the four of you through time itself. Alden was left behind. We saw a scene, but obviously your characters didn't. And you have these few moments where you are shifted, and you have the experience that each of you just had. For each of you, I don't know how that feels in terms of how much time has passed, because you were kind of outside of time for a little bit there. However, the sensation passes pretty quickly. There's that moment of vertigo as the room settles around you and you're standing in the exact same spot where you left. You're all here, you're all present. You don't have to be grayed out anymore. You're innately aware from your attunement from this device that you've moved forward in time roughly 1 hour. Alden's living room that you were in, the table nearby, few chairs, storage boxes around the room. Previously the room was in sort of a cluttered disarray, as if Alden was too scatterbrained to keep the place organized and tidy. Now, however, it seems like the room has been actively turned over, as if somebody has opened every crate, every drawer, turned everything over within, pulled apart the room in search of something. No sign of Alden, no sign of any assassins, no sign of anyone in here really. The sounds of the town still active around you. It's about 1 in the afternoon, and a few pieces of sort of smashed glass. Otherwise, the four of you take a moment to sort of experience this. It takes maybe a second for your mind and your senses to catch up, but the device itself and the fact that you're attuned with it and the magical connection that you have with it at least allows you to understand that you were moved through time for at least an hour. How you want to interpret that is kind of up to you, but You are aware of it. It's magic, baby. What do you do?
I rush over to Brula. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. Are you okay?
I feel a little strange, but I think everything's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I feel like I just woke up from a nap. But like,
Yeah.
I
That
think
was a
I'm
real
gonna lose
dream.
my breakfast.
Toof, are you okay?
I'm okay. Did that actually just happen? Where is everyone? Are we all here together?
Rio? Where's Rio?
All
Rio?
there. You're all... Rio's like just
Alanis,
outside of
Brula,
the room.
Are you guys here?
I'm here.
yeah, we're here.
Are you okay?
He said to be careful with the thing and not let it to fall into the wrong hands, so I grabbed it and then this happened. I feel like
think
taffy.
I think you did the right thing. But yeah, I also feel like taffy. Rio, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm okay.
And you see Brula look at Alanis. What happened? Did we all just get like a possession of a mind or something?
I don't know.
I just feel like I got cursed.
I'm going to make eye contact with Rio. And I'm holding across my chest.
I think I'm very obviously having a panic attack, and you can tell. I am dissociated completely.
I
And
will
just
walk
kind of
over to you
staring.
immediately and very gently reach out and put my hand on your shoulder. Rio? Are you okay? We're here.
Yeah.
You're still here. You're with us.
Are we...
We're safe for now.
Are we still... home?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Brula looks around. Actually, are there any more of them? Are there any more enemies within our visual distance?
Not with your immediate look in the room, but you can give me a perception check to just see if anything
Okay.
else stands
Just a
out
quick
to you.
perception. You see Brula kind of scan. It's a 10.
Yeah, you don't see anything in here in terms of like other senses, ears. Really, you only hear the people moving around on the streets outside. It's a pretty busy district, a workman's district in the Tinkerer's district, but it doesn't sound like there's anyone else in the house anymore.
Okay. We should probably leave as soon as we can. This place is obviously compromised. Something went down that we don't know about. Where's Alden?
I look at a chair on the floor. Alden, he's not a piece of furniture again?
I'm staring at Rio. I've never seen him like this before. He seems so scared.
I've got my hand on his arm, and I would like to guide Rio very, very gently over to a chair just to kind of help you sit down. You want to take a seat? Just for a second
Yeah.
till we figure out where we're going?
Sure. I think I go along with it and sit down, but I'm looking out the window. I'm like looking outside at the sky and just kind of confirming that it's like I don't care about the room that we're in, but you can see my gaze is like just looking up at the sky outside. I don't think you'd be able to parse much more than that.
It's okay. We're together. We'll figure this out.
Okay. Right.
Toof, can you put that somewhere safe and hidden, perhaps?
I finally break my gaze from Rio and just nod and put the last second into my bag.
Brula looks at Rio, very nervous, and you can tell that she's incredibly upset and her anger is belying a lot of fear. So she storms out of the front doors yelling, "Who is this out there? Who is this out there? Who wants to hurt us? What's wrong with you?"
You mean the front doors of the building?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
I might puke in real life. This is so scary.
2. This is unbelievable, the checks today.
Fucking stubbed my toe.
Yeah, you storm through. So the room that you're in is kind of at the back of this little house. There's kind of 2 entrances. There's a small entranceway that leads into the store that Alden has, but you didn't come in that way when you first came in. You came in through a larger door that leads into the forge. So you stride down into the forge. Through the forge, it's all kind of in disarray, but you take no notice of it. And just out the front door. The front door is open. It was also open when you arrived. The place just seems, from the outside, it looks like an abandoned blacksmith's smithy. When you arrived, it was kind of open too. Now it's like fully open, but you just stride straight through the forge, out of the into the front, and just start shouting into the street. There's like a handful of people that like kind of turn and look at you and give you a strange look. But I don't think anyone immediately just kind of interacts with you. It's a big city, so, you know, big city life. Crazy people do this screaming thing all day. You don't notice anything particularly untoward. You don't see any assassins. You don't see somebody kind of lurking on a rooftop or anything like that. Everyone just kind of looks like they should belong here, and for the most part kind of glance over at the crazy lady and then carry on with their day, muttering to themselves.
I'll look at Tooth and say, "Can you stay with him for a second?"
I'm still looking at Rio.
Be right
and
back.
I just nod.
I think I slowly reach up to Alanis's hand and just kind of gently move it off my shoulder.
Okay.
I'm all right.
Okay.
And
I rush after Brula.
Give me a perception check.
Walk over to you, Rio, and I think like my ears kind of droop down and back and my eyes are wide and I'm just looking at you like horrified and also scared and sad and like, do you want something to eat?
I appreciate it too, but I'm good. Sorry for scaring you.
No, I'm not scared.
Yeah. Sorry for alarming you, whatever.
Okay, I'm scared. You scared me.
I've seen something similar once before. That's all. But we're okay. We're still here. That's what matters.
Okay.
We're all still here. Right. We're still here. We're still here. We're still here. And I just keep repeating that.
I gotta roll insight on you, buddy. I'm sorry, but actually, how smart am I? Hold on, let me check my intelligence.
I think insight is a wisdom
Gotta roll
based thing.
insight on your buddy is crazy.
I gotta do it. Can I do that real quick?
You can, but I think insight is wisdom based. Am I crazy?
I do. I just hit. You're right. I just meant how smart. It doesn't matter. I
9.
rolled a 9.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not gonna pick up on. I'm gonna pack what you just set up, even though I definitely got my brain going, and I'm just gonna go pop, 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 pop,
Well,
and put it
there's
away.
some stuff that might be so obvious you might be able to tell anyway. What were you trying to parse? Like, what were you trying to glean?
I want to know if I picked up on the fact that you said I saw something like it before and then we're still here and that you've been missing for 6 months and where the fuck were you for 6 months is what I'm wondering. I think you were somewhere else.
I don't think you need an insight check to take that statement at face value.
But I don't know if Tooth would do that right now. But maybe I'll let it come to me later. But in the meantime,
Sure.
I just sit here waiting next to you, waiting for Brula and Alec to come back.
I am standing up and starting to follow them and kind of motioning like we can go. You don't have to sit here and
Then I'll follow
babysit me.
you. Yep. I'm not babysitting you. I'm your friend.
I didn't say it.
Oh, sorry.
To go back in time a minute.
I just read your mind.
Alinis, you stepped through the thing. You rolled your thing with insight. I mean, with advantage.
Yep, and I still rolled fairly poorly.
Okay.
An
Was you
8.
meant to roll it with advantage? Did you have
Yes,
a thing?
because I have advantage on perception checks because of my shield.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. That's crazy that you still failed.
I know.
Well, it's crazy also because you're a cleric, so you have a.
I'm exceptionally
bonus.
unobservant. Apparently, the stress is getting to me.
No, you're not this unobservant. So as you step through into the next room, you kind of hear behind you this conversation between Rio and Tooth. You hear Brula out the front shouting. Okay, I don't know if you come back in. And you start moving through the forge as well. You sort of notice like this room in complete disarray. It's like a thing where you get halfway across this forge. The forge is the largest room in this place. It's not particularly enormous, but it is like it's like the size of like a garage or something. You're kind of moving through this messy room. It's even more messy than it was when you first came through. And that sort of weird sense that there's something in this room settles on you for a moment as you're moving through, and you just kind of like dismiss it for a moment before your eyes naturally land on kind of like a clump of stuff in one corner. And as you get sort of 2/3 of the way across this room, you pause, I think, and begin to take in your surroundings. Brula, would you come back in here?
Do I have to?
No, I'm just curious as to where you are right now. You're still at the front?
No,
Can I
I'm
call
probably
her
standing
back
at the
in?
front shouting obscenities to the sky.
Okay. From behind you, the conversation begins to end between the other two. Alinis, this room had a bunch of like whizzing and whirring items in it when you came through it before. They were on the shelves and along the tables, and they all appear to have gone missing. They've been taken or they've vanished. Any sort of loose bloomstone or vianthrosite, these purple stones that are around, also seem to be missing. Arm, the mechanical twisting device by the door, has been torn from his station and smashed and broken. The vianthrosite core torn from his base. But most notable, and I think what stops you in your tracks here, is that lying against the far wall within a broken sort of remnant of a table chair and some rope is the body of Alden. The small halfling frame kind of lying awkwardly as if thrown violently. His clothing is torn and bloodied. His face is kind of mottled and purple. His lips are split, and he has sort of glassy eyes staring up at the ceiling. Underneath that shock of grey-white hair, there's blood coagulated and pooled around his head.
I'm gonna rush over to the body, and I think I already know the answer, but I would like to check if he is still alive.
Give me a medicine check.
Alden? Alden, are you okay? Please, buddy. It's 21.
Absolutely not alive. Been dead for a little while within the last hour.
Do I see what it was that likely was the thing that caused his death?
You can make me another medicine check. I think Rio and Tooth, you're probably walking in at this point.
An 11.
You get a little bit of information here because I'm going to take your first medicine check into account as well. You glance over his body. Alden's face and lips are bloodied as if he was sort of struck several times before death. His hands and arms are broken. I think you probably get the idea that they maybe tortured him, breaking his hands and arms because they're his most precious resource as a tinkerer. You see rope burns at his wrists and ankles that just sort of suggest he was tied to the chair. While you're looking over him and you kind of move across his body, you notice that his chest has a significant depression in it, as if something struck him with immense force and it threw his body backwards, probably in the chair, with the chair, struck the far wall. The most notable sort of piece of damage here, if you move him, I don't know, but I think you can probably make it out with this check, is that the back of his skull collided with the wall, which is most likely what killed him if the initial strike didn't. I think with those 2 checks, that's the info you get. I'll copy paste that to you as well, because it's like you basically get a medical examiner's check here.
Okay. You said that there was cloth or robe around him?
He has his clothing on still, so he was wearing
that's it.
Pretty standard looking old, like ratty clothing for someone who could easily be making an astonishing amount of money. He had like basic clothing, nothing stylish. Underneath, what is it called? A sort of an engineer's coverall. He did have, he's got gloves on. He had a cap with goggles on when you saw him before, but he doesn't have those on at the moment. But are you moving his body around at all?
I would only move it so much as to see any injury. I wouldn't be moving it very far.
You turning his body over a little?
I would lift one side to see behind him, but not actually move him from where he sat, if that makes sense.
Okay. In that case, you see a pair of goggles that are sort of underneath his body and under a piece of the wood. The cap that was sitting on his head is separate to the goggles, but they're still together, as if they came off as he was kind of maybe fell down the wall and then he laid upon them. But they're pretty interesting looking device, these sort of artificer's goggles.
I would like to take the goggles out from underneath, and I'm going to very carefully place them to the side, but I'm not going to take them. I'm just going to move them out of the way because I think they might be something worth looking at, and I don't want them to get lost. And I make eye contact with Tooth, but I don't say anything. I just place them down. And then I would like to...
What did they do to him?
I don't know. I think they might have tortured him.
They were looking for something.
Wait! I can fix this. We can fix this. And I will reach for the last second again.
Don't.
Tooth, I don't think that's a good idea.
We can't just leave him like this. We can't just continue knowing what they did to him.
We have no idea how that thing. We have no idea how that thing works. We have no idea if we'll go backwards, forwards, sideways, or if we'll end up somewhere else.
We have to try. Look at his eye.
I know. Is there something I can cover him with?
Yeah, for sure. There's plenty of like tarps and sheets that he like workman sheets that he's used.
I'd like to pull a sheet over him just so that none of us can see him. I'm also going to take a brief and very quiet moment. I'm going to clutch an amulet around my neck, and you'll see me look down and place one knee on the floor and one palm, and I'm just going to be silent for a second. And then I will look up. We need to find out what happened to him, but I don't think that we can reverse this. Do I get the impression that you said that he had died sometime in the last hour? How soon, likely, from what I know? Or is it just that it was sometime in the last hour? It was not in the last, like, minute, for example.
Yeah, I think with your combined checks there, you get the sense it wasn't like a minute ago. The sort of pooling blood, sort of, it isn't still running. He's still kind of warm, but not warm enough,
right?
For it to be that soon. So, probably at least 30 minutes or so.
I'll also softly call to the door. Brew, can you come back inside?
Yeah. And you see Brula kind of turn around. Her face is sweaty. She's been crying a little bit. Yeah.
Brew, we found Alden. It's not good.
Brula walks
I
back
gesture.
in. Oh no. Oh. Ah! And she starts going off on a bunch of curses. Random dwarven curses. Can we help him? Can we maybe bring him back? We have
I
to,
don't think
right?
so.
What do you mean you don't
Brian.
think so? We could use the last second. We could go back. I mean, if he wanted us to use it, maybe he would have told me to use it, but he didn't. I just grabbed it to try to keep it safe, and then we were propelled forward, and we can't
We
just
don't
let.
even know if it can go back in time.
It has to be able to, right? If we could go forward, we should be able to go back. This is our fault. This is my fault.
It's not your fault, too.
We
It's not
left
your
him
fault.
here. They were looking for
didn't.
this.
We didn't do it on purpose. He gave it to us for a reason. I believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was a reason, Toof. We're still taking care of it, right?
Let's
We're
not
honoring
forget
that at least.
But let's not forget, he tricked us into picking it up without telling us what it was. This is not entirely our fault.
That's true. That's true.
That doesn't mean just because we didn't do it on purpose doesn't mean that it's not our responsibility.
Okay. Well, let's think. And she looks nervously out the door. Anybody could come in here at any second. We need to do something with the body.
The body.
I know, Toof. I'm sorry, but we need to do something. Otherwise, this could be really bad, really fast.
I think the
Should
safest
we-
thing to do is just report it to the town guard.
Should we
This
tell
isn't
them?
something
I
we
think
should
we
keep
should tell
secret.
them.
We should report back to the guild. They hired us to come assist him, and he's dead.
But we
need
have to be
need go tell
careful.
the council.
If there's someone looking for it and we have to make sure that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. We have to be
This
very,
looks
very
like We
careful.
did something. I'm sorry, Ali. I didn't mean to interrupt it. It just looks like we did it.
What? No,
That's
it
something I
doesn't.
hadn't thought of.
No,
But no one else is here. I mean,
no, we're not capable of this. You
There's
didn't
also-
see him.
I mean, there
she
was-
covered him, but he looks terrible, Brula. Like they really tried to hurt him to make him hurt, and I don't think any of us are capable of that. And surely the assembly knows that, right?
There was a lot of those guys too. I couldn't see much because of that spell, but I was fighting too, and I heard two more in the hall. They couldn't have had that many guys get in here without some witnesses.
Brula turns around and makes her way over to the door, closes it. And is there a lock? Is there a way to lock it, Brad?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Just so that we have some time to decide what we want to do.
I would also like to ask, while she's doing that, if our attunement to the device, this suggestion that we use it to go back in time, you said that we kind of inherently understand that we moved forward. Do we have any other understanding, like the idea to move backwards, does that strike any of us as being possible or impossible? Do we get any sort of insight on how the machine works?
I don't think so. Just innately at this point, you got some understanding from using it, what it did, as opposed to just knowing through
'Cause
being
I
connected and
think-
attuned with it. So yeah, at the moment it's just a ball. You know what I mean to you.
Right, because I think too, suggesting that we go back and undo it, if we could tell that that was a thing that was possible, then maybe we'd consider it, but if we have no idea how the machine even works, I don't know that... Okay.
Brula, the door had a lock on it at one point, but you can see that it was removed. Not recently. It looks like it was removed a long time ago. As you're kind of looking around the door, you recognize that the station that Arm was in was positioned in a way that it would allow for Arm to hold the door, and you recognize that probably Arm was supposed to be working as a door locking mechanism as much as it was a mage hand. Its resting position was supposed to be holding the door and locking it in place, but A, Arm wasn't even doing that before, and B, is definitely not doing it now. So there isn't a lock on the door now.
Okay, well, I close the door and I head back over to the others and just sit down.
If we
Okay,
Pointed the
so-
goggles.
if we don't go and report this to the guard. Then it really looks like we did it. So
I
if you're
agree.
that worried about us being framed, we absolutely need to go inform the council or the assembly right away, so it doesn't look like we're hiding something.
Tooth, would you take the responsibility for Alden's goggles? I know it's a lot, and I know it's a very, very big responsibility, but I think that it would be right for you to take care of them.
Yeah, yes, I can do that.
Okay. I will pick them up off the floor and very carefully hold them out in my hands.
And again, normally when I would use Merple, I come forward and hold my gloved hands out.
Okay.
Hi there, little goggles. I'm Tooth. I'm gonna be taking care of you, for now.
Give me,
I place them very carefully in your hand.
give me an investigation check.
Me, right?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. 17.
Okay. First of all, each of you will notice that you have a new piece of equipment in your inventory, the Lost Second. You're also attuned to it, so be aware of the fact that this item is one of your attuned 3 items. You, Tooth, also get Alden's goggles, which is a magical item. Do you have an idea of what they do? I think the information on here, I guess I'll just leave it up to you as to whether you fully understand how these work or not. But
Oh. No way. How do I attune to these, sir?
so traditionally
much time would it take?
in game a short rest. So
Right.
you spend a short rest sort of with them, vaguely aware of them, concentrating on them, holding them, that kind of thing, and you'll attune to it. Of course, the Lost Second allows you to attune to it differently, because you've sort of done it once.
Oh, okay. Does that mean that I'm attuned to them now?
No, I mean the Lost Second you attune to differently than a traditional item.
Oh, right. Okay. But we could, if we spend 10 minutes here, I can be holding them and attuning myself to it, right?
You can, but it's an hour for a short rest.
Ah, okay. What's their name, by the way?
You tell me.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm just holding the goggles and I'm like talking to them a little bit, and just for a second. And I'm Tooth. I'm going to be taking care of you. And I laid my ear down to wait for a response. I see. No, I don't think that'll work on him, unfortunately. He can fix a lot of things, but I don't think that's how people work. They fix things.
Oh.
They'll help us fix things.
I don't suppose the goggles could tell you what these guys were looking for in here. The place has been smashed. Everything's thrown around. Alden's beat up. I think it's pretty obvious they were trying to force him to tell them where something was. Maybe they were looking for the Lost Second, but maybe there was something else here too. I don't know. We should probably look around and see.
Yeah, I don't want to bother them after the loss of Alden. I can ask them later, but I'm pretty sure it's the Lost Second. It's gonna
I
be
think we
okay.
should double.
We're
I
good
think we should double
custodians.
check just to be on the safe side.
Okay. We think that they were looking for the Lost Second. Is that right? And I laid down and listened to the goggles for a second. then my face scrunches up a little bit and my nostrils flare, like I've heard something I don't like. Yeah, and they were just mean when they didn't get it.
Okay.
Whilst you're having your conversation, I'm going to start looking around the room as well to see if there's any sort of hidden chamber, hidden compartment, a safe embedded in the floor, hollow spots on the walls. They were probably looking for the lost second, but just in case, there might have been something else here, and if there is, I want to double check. So I'm investigating the room.
Yeah.
To see if they missed anything.
Check.
Sure.
Can my horn sense just give him advantage?
Yeah, if you're helping.
I mean, if I see him looking around, I know he's probably, looking for something, so yeah.
Alright, I'll allow it.
Sure, yeah, you'd see me, instead of touching or poking the items in the room, I'm poking the walls, the cabinets.
Yeah.
A 15.
How long would you say you spend doing this before you start to get to the point where you maybe give up, roughly?
Probably 5 to 10 minutes, because I don't think I would be too stubborn pursuing this, because I think it's most likely that they just wanted the lost second. But if there is something in here and I can find it quickly, then I will definitely take a moment to look for it.
Yeah, you start sort of going over the place. You can tell that somebody's already been over it and over it and over it. When you get to the area where the forge itself is, there are lots and lots of little compartments and boxes and stuff, and you open each of them. Most of them are just filled with like nuts and bolts, some tools, simple things like that. As you're sort of like just moving your hand through some of these tools, I think your finger touches something that's sharp. It maybe does one of those little paper cuts to you that it doesn't quite draw blood, but you do the thing where you recognize it. And hidden, like very deep underneath, like the top layer of a wrench and a hammer, and then another set of like chisels and screwdrivers, and then some older looking rusted things, you find a little dagger. And it seems sort of out of place. It seems very nicely made, well made. It has a tiny little vianthracite gem in the hilt. It is entirely black. The blade and the sort of relatively well crafted, ornate hilt all look well made, and it has a little loop on the end to sort of affix this thing to a belt or something, rather than it being stored in a little scabbard or a little sheath. You pull this thing out from everything else, and you would recognize that this is a magic weapon of some sort. Give me another investigation check just for this.
Sure. Natural 20.
Natural 20. How you would know so much about it, really, but this is Black Limit. It is a +1 dagger, vianthracite magic weapon. Upon hitting a creature with this dagger, it passes through clothing, armor, and skin, leaving behind no visible wound. All damage is internal. I will drag and drop that onto your sheet. And do you check the area around Alden's body, or do you kind of leave that?
As morbid as it might seem, that's probably one of the important areas to check, so yes, I do.
I will step back. I don't want to take part, but I understand the need.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of look around the immediate area around him. There isn't any secret compartment or anything like that, but you do find on his body another item. Give me another investigation check, because I don't know if this immediately looks like anything to you. you just pull this bizarre looking device off of him.
Since I've seen him doing this, can I please put my hand on him and give him guidance as well? So that'd be an
You
additional
might
1d4.
need it, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be not a very great roll regardless. I rolled a 4. With guidance, it becomes a 5.
5. You pick up this bizarre device. It is clearly a Vianthrosite item of some sort. You get the sense that it was probably in Alden's pocket or something when he was thrown to the wall. He did have a set of overalls on that had like a couple of items in as well that you've noticed are sort of spread around. They're not particularly of any, it's not like a magical wrench or anything, but you sort of see that a few things fell out of his pockets when he was thrown. As you kind of look through them and move around him, maybe check the wall behind him, you do recognize that this one thing does look bizarre. You pick it up, it's pretty heavy, weighs maybe like 5 pounds, something like that. It is a really strange looking thing. It's kind of two, it looks like two tiny little bullets almost attached to a square mechanical center with this little button that can be depressed on the top. The whole thing is sort of brass and steel made, and there is a Vianthrosite core at the bottom of it, and each of they're more like capsules than bullets. They're kind of large bullet shaped, but they're kind of like capsules, and as you kind of shake it, it sounds almost like they're filled with something in there, like salt or something along those lines. You pick this thing up. It's a bizarre looking item, but I don't think you can recognize what it is.
Sure. Yeah, I'll probably walk back to the group holding that, whatever it is, and the dagger, and say, there's not really a whole lot of clues here exactly what he was doing or what he was working on. We have the lost second. He had this on him when he died. It might be important, and I'll set the weird box contraption down. And then he had a knife. It has Vianthrosite in the hilt. This is like, these are rare weapons, right?
That's strange.
But the strange part is that it was hidden under a bag of old hammers and wrenches and junk.
Yeah, I
didn't
don't
look
think he
very
wanted people to
expensive.
know that he had that. I point at all of the contraptions that are around the room that are missing their core. It seems strange that they would take all of this and not these. I suspect they didn't find these.
That's why I wanted to look around. They were obviously looking for something, and they trashed this place so thoroughly. If they found what they were looking for, they probably would have stopped trashing the place, right? But they went through, everything is tossed and turned. That probably means they never found it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Is the item small enough to fit inside, for example, arm, where the core for arm was?
The second item
The
that you picked
little-
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the size of a phone, like
Okay.
an iPhone. About that width as well. So
Oh.
like it's
Right.
it's like a hand, you can hold it in your hand.
Could it feasibly been hidden inside one of the items that's been destroyed?
Sorry, say that again.
Could it have been hidden, in theory, because of its size, inside one of the items that they've destroyed and taken the Bloomstone from, or the Vianthrosite from?
I mean, I guess technically, but make me an intelligence check.
That's gonna go real well.
We're all so smart.
A 12.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys took that much stock of all of the items as you were walking through his place before. It was just sort of bizarre things whizzing and whirring. All of them, for the most part. He's a Vianthrosite tinkerer, so he's making things, he's enhancing existing things, or he's doing mad inventor things and creating things like the Lost Second.
Right.
The items that he had on the shelves all seemed like part-made things, or just little bizarre contraptions or tests for the most part. The Black Limit knife seems like actually a pretty simplistic approach to making a Vianthrosite weapon. For the most part, people that are artificing weapons out of Vianthrosite, you have to be particularly skilled, and there are a few of them in town, but in terms of like just enhancing a simple dagger, it's one of the more simple artificing jobs that you could do with Vianthrosite. Creating something like the Lost Second is insane, or a Bloomborn or something like that. The devices around the room, I'm not sure if you really have enough of an understanding to know what belonged to what, or they were alien enough for anyone to see, let alone someone who wouldn't necessarily have a particular expertise in this. This device seems like its own thing. The back of this thing has like a little pullable, attachable thing to it, a bit like on my phone.
Twistable, foldable
On my
man?
phone, I have whatever this is called. What is that called? It's like a pop socket,
like
but it's
a
not a
pop
pop socket.
Yeah, it's like the hook thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
don't
an
know what they're called.
attachment on the back of this that would essentially allow you to pull it out, kind of like a pop socket, and then maybe attach it to something else. But it doesn't look like it would necessarily fit on something specific that you saw in this room when you were walking through. But it does look like this thing is attachable to something, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Tooth, can you put the
I'm
Lost
over in
Second?
the corner talking to the Goggles, by the way. So when you call me, I'm
okay.
just like, well, I think Goggles is a lovely name. I mean, he did the same thing to Arm, so I get it, What?
The second, the last second.
Uh-huh.
Can you put it on the table so we can just look at the shape of it real quick?
Sure. And this time I will have Murple reach in for the last second and then pull it out and then slowly bring it over. And I don't think she sets it on the table, but she'll hold it out for us to investigate it in her hand. My mage hand's named Murple, if I didn't mention that already, by the way.
Hello,
Hi,
Murple.
Murple. Can you hold still for just 1 second? That's perfect right there.
Should
I'd like to
whenever you
compare.
ask, yeah.
Okay. I'd like to compare the Lost Second to this other weird mounting bracket box thing and look to see if there's any spot on them that looks like they might feasibly fit together like a jigsaw puzzle or a mount.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
While you're doing
Sure.
that, I'm going to just stand right next to the closed door with my hammer on my shoulder. Just in case.
So many intelligence checks.
You can give me a perception check if you want, Elenis, as well.
Oh, I can?
Oh,
No,
God.
not you. Just yours is an investigation. Elenis can give me a perception check. An 8
Okay.
from you on your investigation check. And
Ooh. 16.
16. Yeah, I mean, there's a small window that you can kind of get an angle on the street from, and you're kind of listening out at the street as well. For the most part, you don't see anything untoward here. Nothing that seems out of place. Nobody kind of stalking the place or watching it. Nobody moving towards the building.
Okay.
While you're holding position, Rio, you start looking over the items. Do you physically touch the Lost Second?
Absolutely not. In fact, my body language while I'm looking it over is like I'm kind of leaning away from it, like I'm still afraid of the thing.
Okay. Your initial kind of assessment here is that these two things are very separate. The type of steel and other elements to the Lost Second that seem to have been used appear to be like extremely high quality. There is almost an element to this, and I don't know how well versed you would be on these things, but it's that there are elements to this that is adamantine. So it's high quality steel, high quality metals inside the Lost Second, and it is moving. Like it's the circles of the sort of concentric circles and the moving elements of this are turning over very slowly. It looks like a beautiful, unbelievably beautifully crafted thing. And it's turning very slowly, almost just like a wonderful looking mantelpiece item that would just sit and look beautiful on the side, glowing from the Vianthrosite core in between. These slowly turning circles. You don't get the sense that it's like active, like it's like when it started spinning very quickly and then it activated. It just seems like this is its resting and inert state. The device that you took, that is kind of like a it's more of a sort of a basic looking thing, simple looking metal and steel with these brass capsules attached to the sides, a brass button on top, and then these kind of just this awkward attachable fixing element on the back that looks like it could just be pulled out and fixed to something or hung from something. The quality of the two different metals, I think, is the first thing that stands out to you. The smaller item just looks like something that maybe he just threw together, Alden, maybe knocked it together with spare parts, whereas the Lost Second is an absolute masterpiece of artificing. So they don't really look initially like they fit together. Also, the Lost Second is very smooth. It's a perfect sphere with the main outer sort of rings of the device kind of just remaining completely still, like a grid. It just sits like a grapefruit-sized thing on the table. Fine.
Yeah. I think after a minute or so of sizing them up and comparing them, I'll just kind of stand back up and take the other thing back and say, they don't look anything alike.
What are you trying to determine, Rio?
Well, Alden had this on him when he died. I don't know if it's a clue, I don't know if it's important or not, but we have very little to go on, so we have to look at everything, right? I was wondering if maybe it was...
Hold it up for me so I can see it, please.
Take a
Can I
look.
cast Identify?
On which item? The little thing that he picked up?
A little, yeah.
Yeah? How are you casting Identify? You have this as an innate thing?
It's a first level spell that I have now that I have my pearl.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember.
Okay. So let me see. I have to make sure that I don't need to touch it. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's cool. Okay, it does say you touch an object. Am I able to do it with Merple?
Yeah.
Okay, then Merple will come up and touch the object in your hand. And I cast Identify on it, please. Would you like me to read it?
No, I know what Identify does.
Okay.
This gives you all of the properties, how to use this thing, what it is. This item is a Vianthrosite enhanced explosive. It is known as a blasting key.
Carrying C4 around.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's basically C4. It has a sort of an action called Big Entrance. This Vianthrosite enhanced explosive is designed to be attached to a door or lock to blast it open with an explosion. It can blast open doors or locks that require a strength check of DC 30 or lower to break. You can use an action to properly attach it to a surface and a bonus action to activate it. When activated, the bomb explodes after 1 minute has passed. Every creature within a 15-foot radius of the blast has to make a dexterity saving throw. The DC is 20, which is very high. On a failed save, they take 66 force damage. On a successful save, they take half damage. Items in the area that are not being worn or carried may be damaged by the blast.
Ow.
So yeah, it's
Okay,
essentially
I have an answer.
Did you say 6d6 or 66?
6d6.
Okay.
I thought it's the same thing as well. I have an answer to your question. You asked me what does Identify look like for Tooth. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I lean in and I talk to it. So
Okay.
I lean in and I go, oh, okay, this is BoomBoom. Nice to meet you, BoomBoom. I'm Tooth. This is Rio. This is Brula. And this is Allie. Or Lennis, probably. You're not close enough yet to be able to
That's
call
okay.
her dad. But this is BoomBoom. BoomBoom goes BoomBoom.
Hello,
Nice to meet you,
Boom. Boom boom
Very
meaning
apt.
meaning what exactly?
Meaning this
Sounds
would have
like-
worked on the door. You know, when we were
As
trying
I'm
to get in the
slowly
door in the
holding it
sewers.
further away from my
Yeah.
body. Oh yeah, that means what exactly?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alden had. Okay.
I would just like to say that BoomBoom would like to fulfill its purpose, like right now.
Yeah, let's not. And I just put it on the table, back away
Yeah.
from it.
So, Rio, I've added Black Limit and the blasting key to your sheet, but let me know if you move it around.
Well, my understanding of what it does
In fact,
is
I think you
based
can
purely.
send it to each other, but I'm not sure.
Okay. My understanding of what it does is based purely on what Toof tells me. And Toof is currently telling me that it wants to explode right now. So I'm definitely not carrying it. I'm putting it down and backing away from it.
Not right now, Boom Boom. Maybe another time.
Is that thing, is it going to explode? Boom, boom.
No, it just wants to, for some reason. I think
It
it's
can
very
wait, though,
upset.
right?
What?
It can wait.
We can't.
Right?
Oh yeah,
We can't.
it could
We
wait.
can't
It's
leave
just-
it. As much as I hate carrying it, we can't leave it here. And I'm gonna pick it up because what if it goes off and it blows up all the evidence? And
I think
and
that's what it
take
wants to do for some reason.
No,
I don't know why.
No, talk it out of it.
Well, I don't
Tell
have
it
to. I
calm
don't.
down.
I mean, it can hear you. You can talk to Boom Boom too. Boom Boom, no, we're not going to do
Not
Boom
right
Boom right
now.
now.
Later,
Your purpose
if you're
will
good.
be.
If
I
you're
think-
good, later.
I think Boom Boom is very sad. Actually, I think Boom Boom was supposed to already go Boom Boom, and then didn't. And it's feeling
Oh,
like
so it
they
had
have
plans
failed
to
her.
go boom boom and
It
didn't
didn't.
go boom boom.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think it's very sad that it didn't do that when it thought it was supposed to do that. It's
No,
a
I
good
think
That's
that's-
it. It's like expecting a party and not getting one.
I,
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
worst.
there's something weird on the ceiling. Brula, would you hold this? And I hand over Boom Boom.
To me?
Yeah.
Brula, you see Brula's like a shocked face and holds out her arms and just kind of like
It's only
Perfect.
small.
Right
It's,
in there.
it's the size of an iPhone. It's not that big.
oh, never mind.
Yeah.
She
Yeah. Here you go.
she takes it and kind of looks at it like
And
Out
then I
of
walk the room.
curiosity, Fairlight, can you try and just send the blasting key to Brula? If you right-click it, you can send to player.
sure.
Just tell me if that is a thing you can do.
Items, inventory, blasting key, send to player,
Nice.
pick off the list, Brula, sent.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, it says
but-
trade
but-
request has been sent to the player. So I think she
Perfect.
has to approve it.
So you can't just give somebody
It's
Boom
hot
Boom and force them to
potato.
carry
We're
it.
playing
Oh,
hot
I see.
potato every episode.
Confirm.
Oh, there you go.
Got it.
okay.
Nice.
Says accepted,
Okay, cool.
there we
And it
go.
came off of your sheet and
I'm
went
looking
to
at it
Brula's.
in my palms like
I'm
hello,
standing
Boom Boom.
over your shoulder, looking at it, going, okay.
Boom Boom, this is Brula, and I guess she's your custodian. Boom Boom likes you, Brula, so...
Oh, good. Well, I like Boom Boom. I think we'll get along very well.
Oh, lovely.
Can I put Boom Boom in my? Can I put Boom Boom in my purse, or will Boom Boom get upset? Boom Boom, do you mind if I put you in down there in here in the purse? And would you be okay with that? And I look at Toof.
Yeah, I guess so. They didn't really say anything. I think they're sad about,
Oh, don't be sad. I promise we'll get to you'll get to go Boom Boom soon. And I kind of pat and put Boom Boom away for now. Good night, Boom Boom. We'll wake you up soon.
That's very
I
nice.
mean, Boom Boom could come in very
Oh,
handy.
Great custodian.
Yeah. I'm
Well, everyone
glad
just wants
you
to-
know what Boom Boom is saying because I couldn't hear
know.
anything. I'm so
I-
sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I can translate for you.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
It's
From
it's
the
sad
door
to have
frame.
a purpose and then not be able to fulfill it. Sorry.
As far away from the explosive as I can be, like from the door on the other side. So, should we get going?
I think we
I don't
should.
think there's anything else left to find here.
I think we should tell someone. Should we tell the assembly?
I think
Absolutely.
we should absolutely tell the assembly, and maybe before we leave, we might also ask the people who live right outside, witnesses, see if anyone saw anyone coming or going. Also, we need to make sure no one tampers with this place while we're gone. This is a place of business, right, Brad?
Yeah, it looks like it hasn't
Okay.
been used in years, but yes.
Oh, does he have the classic open and closed sign thing for his front door?
I think he probably does. Yeah, I'd say he
Okay.
does.
I find one of those and I just hang the closed sign on the door, hoping that'll dissuade any, random citizens from accidentally walking
Good idea,
in here.
Rio.
That's such a good idea.
There we go. That'll maybe prevent someone from coming in here and disturbing it, or kids from finding the body or anything terrible. Now we should go tell the assembly what happened.
Can I pick up his hat?
What do we do with the body in the meantime? We just leave it here? I guess we can't really do anything else.
What would we do with it? If anything, we need to tell his family to arrange a funeral, but we don't know where they live. We just shouldn't touch it.
Okay. Okay, then let's get going so we can go tell someone.
If we were out in the middle of the wilderness, I think I would do this differently. We could hold a funeral and bury him properly, but we're right here in town. We should just go tell his whatever he has. I don't know what he has.
If he has anybody, it doesn't really seem like he's popular. But okay,
he has us.
He's got us,
Well-
right?
Well, the assembly is less than an hour to walk back. I think we just go tell them what's going on
I
and
think
ask.
you're right. I'd like to pick up his hat that had the goggles attached to it but was separate and just take it with me as like a, I don't know, not so much evidence, but kind of like a token. So either we can show it to the assembly or we can take it to his family if he has family or something like that.
Okay. You do so.
Can I walk over to Alden? I mean, he's covered by a sheet still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll walk over and I kind of lean down and I say, we won't let you down. And then I walk over to Arm, which is right next to him, and I kind of gently look like I'm going to pat the air, but I don't. So I hold my hand out, my gloved hand for a second, and then I just say, you did a very good job, Arm. Did good. And then I turn. Okay, I'm ready now.
Okay. You're all heading out and across town?
Before we leave the area, I do want to ask anyone. Are there any other vendors or stores or stalls that are set up nearby?
Yeah, there's
Because
plenty
they've
of
probably been here.
tinkers here.
Okay. Well, they've been here all day then, right? And they'd be right across the street. So, ideal witnesses. I'm gonna go try and talk to them before we leave.
Okay.
Because I think this is the best and only chance we'll get to look for witnesses of what happened.
Yeah. All right. Roll me a d4.
Okay.
Are we following Rio? Who was the last one in Alden's house with me?
I think I would have stayed with you to make sure everybody
Okay.
left and then follow behind.
As we're leaving, I just lean into you and say, they made Arm punch him, I think.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Poor
I think
Arm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you were there for Arm to hear that story, though.
I don't think he can hear me anymore, but I wanted to say it anyway.
Thank you, too. I'll
Um,
close the door behind us.
yeah, you guys head outside. There are sort of 4 onlooking noticeable businesses around that could see onto Alden's property. There are 2 that are looking on the sort of the forge side of things, and then there are 2 that are looking on the store side of things. As you kind of look around this building, from the store side, it looks pretty much completely fine. There's a cracked window, but it looks pretty much like the building is intact. It doesn't look like the assassins entered through there. The door looks fine, and from that side of the building, you wouldn't really make out much because you were deeper into the building when the attack took place, and then the forge is on the south side of the building, whereas this is on the west. From the forge side of the building, there are 2 businesses. There's one immediately outside and sort of across the street from where you are. It's a pretty wide street, though. The Alden's blacksmithing side of this building is kind of on an open square. But there are 2 businesses. There's one on the opposite side from where you are, and one that's kind of at an angle that would have less of an interesting view. I think you'd probably determine that of these 4 businesses, the one that would have the best view of Alden's blacksmith is this building ahead of you. You see what looks to be really similar to what Alden has going on. An open front blacksmith, smithy, and forge. And then to the side of it, a smaller room that it serves as a sort of a store. Above the store doorway, and a small sign, much better kept, much more refined looking building. Looks like the place is open for business, thriving. It's not super busy or anything like that, but it says Olip's Emporium of Tinkering and Artificing.
Sure. I'm gonna approach and just ask them if they saw anything. I don't know if you want to, make that whole scene, or if you just want me to roll for it right away, but that is what I want to go do.
Yeah, you go inside, you speak to, there seems to be 3 people that are working in here, 2 artificers that are working in the forge. One of them that seems to be turning the actual forge and sort of smelting the metal. And then somebody that is working very carefully over some tinkering stuff. You recognize that there are bloomstone items and vianthrosite in here, but whatever they're working on doesn't appear to be vianthrosite right now. He just appears to be casting spells, bringing his hands up and down. Everybody in here looks to be gnomes. And at the desk, as you walk in, is a sort of an aging gnome who isn't wearing sort of forge wear, just seems to be wearing an unbuttoned shirt, decent noble wear. Everyone in here appears to be between the age of like 40 and 60. There are 2 people that are just milling around looking over the items, 2 humans, look like a couple maybe. You walk up to the desk, you approach the gnome. He introduces himself as Olip, the owner of the store, and I guess the first thing I would request is make me a persuasion check. I think as you kind of approach and ask him if he saw anything, he expects you to be a customer, and then you shift it to what did you see type conversation. He regards you sort of cautiously for a second.
Gotcha. I got a 24 persuasion.
Ow.
How do you specifically word this, do you think?
I think, first of all, Brula was right behind me, and I think she sees that I go into actor mode. My personality changes when I walk up to this guy, and I approach it from the perspective of, hey, something bad just happened to one of your neighbors, and we want to make sure everyone here is okay, and for sake of keeping the peace, did you see anything that went on over there? And I'm kind of trying to find a cross between being approachable and charismatic, but also like pressing him like it's urgent you answer this for safety reasons.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna roll to determine if he did see anything or not.
Okay.
He it seems to be sort of taken aback in 2 ways. He responds, he goes into a long spiel about how no one's been in there for years. The old crazy guy that lives across the street, it's just an abandoned building. I don't know why the city haven't sort of taken it down or dealt with it. He also doesn't seem to have seen anything whatsoever while you're speaking to him. He has no concept of seeing or hearing anything at all, except for he does kind of he does say, I do sort of remember, like a couple of hours ago there was like a smashing glass sound, but it's not particularly crazy around here. You're in a tinkerer's district. There is the sounds of the enormous refinery down the street as well that's constantly like, it's a very industrial area that you're in. There's like huge carts moving past. There are people lugging huge things. There's endless amounts of tinkerers and artificers working on forges and smithies around the area. So there's a lot of noise. But he does recognize that there was some glass smashing, and seems to be surprised that maybe it came from Alden's place. Other than that, he doesn't seem bothered at all that Alden's place seems to have come under any sort of attack, almost as if he didn't particularly like him. And B, just didn't really didn't seem to notice anything at all either.
Okay. I think I'll just kind of conclude by asking if there was anyone else around who might have had a better view, out closer by the street that's been here for the past hour. Is there anyone else I might ask?
Roll for him again. He says, the only other place would be the Bads. He references a place called Bads, which is across the street, the other building that are on the sort of the eastern side of the square that would have a better look at what would be north, and Alden's smithy. Says you can try over there.
Okay, then I will thank him for his time and start moving over there. And I have to check and see. I do have some money. I'll leave like a tip on the counter. I'll leave him like 5 gold pieces as a sorry for wasting your time. Then.
Oh, my pleasure, sir. Good day, he says as you leave.
Since he clearly thought I was going to be a customer, I don't want to let him down. And kind of nod to the other 3 now and say, we could try this other place and see if they saw anything, or we could just get moving. What do you think?
I think I have to bibbles a little bit. It's been
the bibbles.
Yeah, the tummy bibbles or whatever.
Yeah.
It's been 2 hours and his body's still there. Nobody reported anything at all.
Well, you heard what the gnome inside said. All this machinery, all these moving parts, people banging on anvils, and all the tinkering. It's a pretty noisy district. I guess the noise that we made while we were fighting didn't really carry that far over all this other stuff.
Okay, hold on. And I usher everyone kind of off to the side a little bit to have a more private conversation. I realize we're still in a street, but how do we explain what happened?
Well, I suppose we should, not just get our story right, but we should also understand what we experienced, right? So
That's what I mean.
Something happened and we were an hour in the future, but I don't know who's going to believe that.
But that's my point. We're custodians now. This is very important. Our duty lies with the lost second. And I hate to say it, but is it possible there's a reason that Alden didn't tell us what it did?
I mean, who knows?
Sounds like,
we all saw the giant timeline, right? And how it was like, oh, it's all one thing now, and here's the path.
It was pretty clear he just wanted to get rid of it, or at least that's what it seemed like to me. He took us for suckers and offloaded it onto us.
No, that's
Maybe
not
we didn't see
true.
the timeline.
No, he
That's
understood
literally
that.
what he said.
That's what he said, but that's not correct. It doesn't belong to anyone. It belongs to something much bigger. It shouldn't even be here the way that it is here, but I can't believe I'm saying this, but can we trust the assembly if we tell them what it is? What it does?
I mean, the
I
assembly's the
wonder
one
why
who...
he didn't tell them what it did.
That's my point. He didn't tell them. They didn't know what it was that he wanted.
I
Okay,
have to
Tooth,
ask.
Well, go ahead, Elenis.
What did you all see? I feel like we
saw
didn't see the same
everything.
things.
We didn't? I mean, surely there was like a strand of time, and it all came together all at once. There was a bunch of threads everywhere. Did you guys not see threads?
I mean, you didn't see the army in the palace?
No.
The what?
Army in the palace.
I saw, I felt that I was deep, deep underground. And that I was being crushed.
Oh, no.
And I did not see an army or a palace or even the surface until I saw something I didn't fully understand. But what did you see, Rio?
Oh, I saw a big palace and a bunch of soldiers and I was the one up on the throne.
Oh.
But the soldiers, I don't know if they were sacrificing themselves. It looked like they all lit on fire or something, or something came out of them. I don't know, offering up a piece of their souls to the person on the throne. It was kind of hard to say. It happened really quick.
Oof.
I also exploded into 10 million ants, but
Oh.
I don't really know what to say about that part.
Did everyone else have a painful experience?
No. Mine definitely wasn't like that.
Ah.
Yeah, I felt like
I
I
see.
was Taffy from the Candyman shop. Just being stretched forever.
Oh, that's unpleasant.
Toof, let me ask you the most obvious question then. If we don't
Okay,
report back to the assembly,
okay.
where do we go from here?
Far away. We have to run.
But we already said that could look like we're not innocent, right? Like it would look like we did it. I thought we made that point earlier. If
And
we
run-
don't tell
run to-
anyone, then it will look even more suspicious, yeah?
And run to where? Where would we take this thing? Who would know what to do with it? Do you know any master
don't know.
tinkerers?
Tooth, roll me a d20.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, oh, 20.
He told you where
Wait,
to
what's
go and
that?
who to take it to. He shouted it out to all of you.
Shit, what did he say? Oh, fucking Christ, I can't remember. Sorry for my language.
We're gonna have to
That
go
came out
back.
so-
We're gonna have to go
Yeah.
back and watch episode 1. Or you're gonna throw us out
Again.
here, Brad.
It was so intense I can't write it down anyway with my claws, but that's
I
okay. I'll-
rewatched it and everything.
Oh, that I was about to give
I-
you the answer, but you rewatched it and
That's
still
some
didn't write
power.
it down.
In my
I can't-
defense,
I don't have that ability.
What? What was in your defense? What?
I've been unmedicated for the last couple of days.
Yeah, okay, I'll allow it.
Oh no, I have consulted. I just pulled up my notes from last session, and it says Alden stressed the importance of taking, and it stops mid-sentence because clearly someone asked
Then
me
it was your
something.
turn in combat. or
Yeah,
something.
because it was
Yeah,
crazy
and
episode.
I didn't write it down. And I didn't
Okay.
write it down.
All right, so it falls exclusively to Elspeth. What did he say?
Oh, I love this
Well,
so
Brad.
much. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
She's gonna run down the
exactly
clock
what
for the
he
episode
said.
to end.
Exactly what he said. You know what escapes me? Can I roll for it?
I'll let you roll for it. Roll me a d20.
Wait a minute. I also rolled a 20.
Yeah,
Can
you
I
rolled.
just be given the answer?
You rolled a 20 for me to give you the hint. Brula rolls
Okay,
a 3.
that's fair.
I think
Yeah.
we should all just be happy that Elspeth is here. You know,
We are.
there was that one episode where Elspeth showed up, pajamas, hair frizzy, didn't know where she was, what the date was. So
It'd been 2 hours into the future.
she'd been 2 hours into the future.
She accidentally activated at the last second.
Yeah, she looked like Robin Williams in Jumanji.
What year is it?
No, I'll tell you all because I'm a nice guy. GM Wax Steven wouldn't do this for you, remember?
Thank you.
So he shouted, and I'm only really going to let you have this because it was like an hour ago for you, you know, maybe.
I mean, a lot happened in that hour. We felt like infinity forever.
Yeah, I mean, but that was only really a second.
I know.
But
a lost
you
one.
know, yeah, and then there was,
Sorry.
probably, you've probably spent about an hour. Which, you know what that means? Do you now understand why I was like, you guys, please make sure that you turn on the time and date thing on the sheet?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I
As soon
was
as the
like,
session
oh,
started,
it'd be really
"This
useful
bitch,
just to help us keep track. And I was like, this is
Uh-huh.
the real reason why.
This is why.
And we can actually
Why
thank
this
Wax
is
Steven
involved.
for that because he was like, by the way, check this out on Foundry.
Okay.
So yeah, it's about 2 in the afternoon now. He shouted, take it to the item master. He will know what to do.
Oh, So as I'm
The
speaking,
item master.
yeah, I just go. Wait a minute. I don't know any. I don't want to lie to you. I do happen to know a very good artificer, but also he said take it to the item master, and then
What
he'll
do we
know what
think
to
he
do.
meant?
I've
I think-
lived in New Runenstein for a long time. Would I know if the item master was here?
Make me a history check.
Okay.
Is that like an official like office of the assembly or something?
Item master.
I don't know.
I rolled 14.
Maybe the lost second knows. Can you ask it, Goof?
I can ask it. I'm not gonna pull it out here. Actually, I can ask it later.
Okay. Okay.
Alinus
here's
is
what I
14 first. Sorry.
Sorry.
You are not aware of an item master. I mean, there are lots of people in the city that this is a city of artificers, tinkerers, people that would potentially be item masters, but the item master, whatever that means, isn't something that just immediately stands out to you and you go, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is. You certainly haven't heard of that title.
How about this? How about we go to the assembly and we tell them what happened, because someone needs to take custodian care of Alden's body now and make sure that the right things happen, but we just bite our tongue when it comes to what it does. And if they ask, we say, he didn't tell us, which is the truth.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I don't think we should leave him there without telling someone. And
I agree.
I don't think that would be the right thing to do. I think that someone needs to take the responsibility, and while I think it would be great if we could do that, I'm not really sure that we have the time nor the space to do that, considering what our very important job is.
Yes, we have a very important job. I think I made 12 pieces of gold. I would tell them anything, but I just don't know who else is in that room, who would be listening. So I think that we need to do right by, the lost second.
I agree.
And not just divulge that. There must be a reason why Alden didn't tell us that he showed us instead.
I think we should tell them that something bad has happened to Alden.
Yeah,
And
we have the
so that-
item. We are gonna
And we're going to
go
take
ahead
care of
and
it.
do what. Yeah, we're gonna take care of it. But
Means
they,
something bad. They're going to be like, what, does he get a cough? He's dead. That's not
yeah,
just something
we
bad.
have to. Well, we have to tell them that happened. Yeah, but we don't have to tell them what happened. Like, where
but we don't know
went.
what happened technically.
I mean,
We just know he's dead.
that's not true. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
they
but
used our
here's
arm
this
against
also.
him.
What if we get to the assembly and they ask for the lost second? What are we supposed to do?
We
About
can't do
They're not-
that. They
if they
They're-
want it? I mean, if it's supposed to go
I
somewhere else, what if they want it instead?
can't have
What
it.
if-
It's not theirs. It doesn't belong
Well,
to anyone.
I know that, but they don't know that.
What if we keep the lost second outside and only one of us goes in?
I don't.
That's what I was
think
actually going to suggest. Can two of us stay together and two go to the assembly, tell them what happened, and then say, unfortunately, we're taking the
idea.
job of the custodian very seriously, and we are now leaving town because whoever it is that wants it is certainly going to be looking still.
I don't think we
Yes.
say it like that, Toof. Not at all. We don't go to the assembly and we certainly don't phrase it that way. I like what you. I agree. We do it that way, but let me do the talking.
Oh, I
Don't
would
have to
love it
say
if
it
you
like
would
that.
do the talking. I don't like biting my tongue at all.
Okay, because if we say it like that, it sounds like we're challenging their authority, and they'll just throw us all in the dungeon. And
Oh, I
I'd rather
doubt
not do that.
They gave us this
Well,
job.
Right.
I'll go in with you
But
to
when we start
the council as
telling
well.
them that. Okay. Sure. Right.
But I agree,
Let's
we
go do
shouldn't
it.
be as blunt. Maybe.
Well, we'll wait here. Actually, I'm getting kind of, hungry. But we get some food and lettuce.
We could get some food. I think we should get food nearby, but not too close.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think we delay for food when we're
No,
reporting a
you
murder.
two
We
go.
really go?
I'm,
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna. Well, I
alright.
can't go with you, right? I have the item.
We could pick something up from a street vendor on the way and then
Yeah.
stay nearby, just in case
You
they
guys
need
want
us.
some mud buns?
So who's coming with me then?
I'll come with you.
Brula?
Yeah.
Come on, Brula. Let's go. Tell them what happened.
We'll follow, but we'll stay a little bit away.
Okay. So you start making your way through the city towards Upper Runenstein, which means you have to come all the way back out past the huge refinery, just unbelievable amounts of noise, moving past different people, unbelievably busy area, into the Undercity where there's lots of shifty characters moving around, and then over towards Dockside. Dockside has a lot of like street vendors if you want to grab, what did you say, mud buns?
Yeah.
Grab some mud buns.
Okay.
What are they?
Oh, I was just imagining that something that kind of like looks like frosting, or like it looks like mud, but it's obviously not actually mud. It's like sugar, and I don't know. It seems like we could all use something that tastes nice right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab some mud buns.
Yeah.
Head up towards the upper city, I think. You probably find the journey pretty easy, pretty simple. However, I am going to roll the dice for the person that is following you.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be...
And does anybody have a passive perception over 15?
Please.
You said
let it
over
be me.
15, my guy?
Yeah.
Bye, guy.
My guy,
Sorry,
heck
absolutely
no.
Where do we see that on our sheet?
So if you just look for your perception skill, the number next to it, I think is what we figured out what it was, right?
My,
14.
my passive perception is 15.
It is 15.
Yes.
It breaks it.
Makes it breaks it, I
Yes.
think.
Good job, Rio.
In that case, Rio, there's a point where you're moving off from picking up the mud buns, and maybe heading out of Dockside, and then you move up this kind of elevated. It's not steps, but you're just kind of like walking up this lifted area up into the upper city. As you do so, there are lots of people moving around. There are so many people. It's a major city. There are constantly people moving around, moving past you, heading to the upper city, to the lower city. But there's one individual that sort of catches your eye, and as you move off from grabbing the buns, you notice them kind of loitering around, and maybe don't think too much of it. As you move up towards the upper city, you recognize that because it's kind of got this zigzag upper walk that you're on, while you're in an elevated position, you recognize that they're also heading towards the upper city. As you get to the upper city and make your way past the barracks area, there's like a group of city watch individuals that are running drills on the outside of the barracks. You turn around and you see this individual still following the same path as you are. As they approach the city watch guards, you notice they dart off to one side and into an alleyway. I don't know if you know exclusively that they were following you, but it felt a little like they were. And then they vanish as soon as you guys move past a group of city watch in their resplendent white uniforms, running particular drills outside of the upper barracks area, which on our map is over here in the upper area.
Sure. I think I have an idea how I'm gonna handle it. When we get probably a block away from the assembly building, we've already agreed we don't want Tooth and Alinus to go inside. They're gonna stay and guard the item, right? So I think when we get to like a block away, I'll find a nice spot on the corner you know, street corner, a bench somewhere, and say, "Okay, you two are gonna wait right here, right?"
Okay.
And
Absolutely.
then I'm going to ask Tooth. You have it on you, right?
Yes. Of course.
I'm gonna make a strange request, and I need you to not question it and just do it, okay?
Okay.
Show it to me.
Okay. I open rug, which is the name of my bag, and just so you can see inside.
Okay, perfect. Keep an eye on it. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Put it away. And then I'll say, "Come on, Brula, let's go to the assembly," and start walking to the assembly. But I'm just gonna like walk and loop around the building and come back around the other side, and just kind of wait like inside and watch through the window to see if this person who was stalking us like saw the item and is gonna try to steal it or is gonna approach them or anything. Like I'm waiting for him to make a move.
Okay.
And I will tell Brula once we get around. Someone was following us, I'm pretty sure. So we're not going to go to the assembly. I want to see if they try to steal this thing before we do anything else.
Oh, okay. And Brula is finishing up a mud bun, so she's got like frosting all over the place, and just like, okay, yeah, that
Both
sounds
of
like
you
a
can
plan.
give me perception checks, please.
Sure.
Nine.
13.
13. All right.
Like one from all of us?
Nope. Just the two that are scouting. Rio, there is a point where you do the loop, you wait and watch, and you find a kind of an area. You left them on like a street corner, you said.
Yeah, it's just like a random
You then
street
did a
corner
block.
bench. Yeah.
And then found like the opposite street corner and started observing the Alinus and Tooth. There is yeah.
Well, either that or like ideally like inside a building or a tavern nearby where I can just
Yeah,
watch
you're
them
like
out
in
the
an
window
alcove.
where we.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, that works. Whatever's nearby to hide in.
You don't see this individual for a little while. 2 or 3 minutes pass, and that's after you've done the block. Again, a lot of people moving around, but significantly more sort of noble people. The clothing, the outfits have changed, brighter colors, better looking textures, and the person that was following you was just wearing lots of like dark colors, muted browns, and they had like a cloak with the hood up. You got the sense that they were sort of a taller human, something like a human or a tiefling or an elf, rather than maybe a gnome or a Goliath or something like that. Maybe around the time you sort of like are thinking maybe this wasn't so much of a big deal, you catch movement on a roof. You look up and you just catch the sort of cloaked figure peering over the edge of one of the buildings. They appear to just be stationary and looking down towards the same area that you're looking at. It's not a super high building here. It's like a 3-story building of just some homes, probably on the edge, and they're looking down, watching, observing,
Sure.
holding their position.
I just elbow Brula. Look over there. See, I told you we're being followed.
Wait.
You would see it
Oh.
too.
Up on the roof.
Up there.
Clearly an individual just sitting up there like Batman watching you.
What's he looking at us right now?
He's looking at the other two.
Are
don't
they
think
in
he has
trouble?
any
Should we warn them, or should we do nothing?
If we go out there, he's probably just gonna duck away and hide. Maybe we could sneak up on him. Whoever this is might be able to tell us who was responsible. But I don't know how I'm gonna get the drop on him. How far away is this person, Brad? And are they like across the street or?
Yeah, I'm
Same
imagining
side of
that
the
you're on sort of a cross of 4 different blocks, with them
Okay.
being on the opposite side. Wider streets up here because they have open space. We can say that you're probably like on the map wise, and this again isn't like perfectly to scale, but you're probably somewhere along here. So maybe you're on one side of the noble quarter and they're on the other. and with the two parks, the bathhouse and the Scholarium on the other, you're in here somewhere. With this guy being up here, you observing him from somewhere down here, and the others being on this street corner, maybe, or maybe on this side as well. So you're kind of just like looking up at this guy. You would simply have to get across the street, and then to that building to get to it. It wouldn't necessarily be particularly difficult, but you would have to make a dash across the street or find a way around stealthily if you were trying to get up there. I don't think you would struggle to do so, but doing so without him seeing might be a little difficult. He's in an elevated position.
Gotcha. If only we had someone in the party who knew the invisibility spell. That would be really handy, wouldn't it?
And Brula looks up and like, yes, that would be. Wait a minute. And Brula.
Well, wait, hold on. Before you go doing it, Brad, I'm also going to cast a spell, but it's going to be a little secret for the moment. How do I send a message to the DM directly?
So yeah, on the dice roller, you'll just see a private GM roll or blind GM roll.
Oh,
I think the one you want is a blind.
Icons down on the bottom. Yeah.
I can't remember which one it is you want, so I think it's blind GM roll that you want. But you can also just DM me on Discord and tell me what you're doing, and we can do it later on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
think
see it. I got it.
I'm doing that.
Great. Okay.
Brula's looking at Rio like, do you have another plan? Do we want to go invisible?
No, I think that's a great idea. Can you make us both invisible or only one of us?
I'm not sure. Can I do that? Is that a? I think it's. I can make one or myself. I think. Actually, no.
It's
it looks
based
like
on the spell level that you cast it at.
Yeah, it depends on your spell slot level. So
it's on the second level.
So this spell is a second level spell, but if you have a third level spell slot, you can add an additional creature to it. So you'll see at higher levels, when you cast this spell using a spell slot of third level or higher, you can target one additional creature for each slot above second. So essentially, if you cast it at second level, you can cast it on one person, third level 2, fourth level 3. And this is why I hate how confusing spells are in D&D, but
yeah.
So
you definitely have a third spell slot, so you could absolutely do that.
Yeah. So
if you're
sorry, I'll just explain the sheet because you have the you know the little chevrons that are letting you know how many spell slots, how many spells you've cast.
Yeah.
That is how many slots of that level you have. You can cast a second level spell with a third level spell slot, and then it will cast it at third level, which will allow you to target 2 people. So you would consume the spell slot of the third level to cast the second level spell. Does this make sense? If it doesn't, I completely understand because it took me forever.
It does make sense. I'm just trying to figure out how to make it officially in my third level instead of my second level.
When you cast it, I'm pretty sure you can just tell it which level you're on.
Cast at third level. Oh, it says 0 slots. God bless it. Hang on.
I don't know how many spells you cast in the fight.
Do I need concentration?
For this one, yes. It's an hour long.
Oh, geez.
You'll be concentrating on it. So if you're concentrating on something else, it will drop.
She didn't use any spell slots in the fight, so she should have all of them.
Okay. Yeah, then you should have all your spell slots.
Or wait, you did like a level 1 healing word. I remember that, but that was it.
Oh, I did like 4 spells last time.
What did you do?
Did you?
I did calm emotions.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I got four spell marks here.
Gotcha.
So I know it was at least 4.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase. I don't remember a third level spell of any
Yeah,
kind.
you
no.
should have the ability to do this, but you can't cast 2 concentration spells at the same time.
Okay. Okay, Rio. How do you feel about going invisible all by yourself?
Just me? Sure,
you.
if I can get close to him. If we do it that way, then you're going to need to go tell the other two what's going on right away.
You can cast it on yourself, by the way, and Rio is what we're saying.
Oh, I
here.
thought you said I need to concentrate and that I can't concentrate
No.
using two
No.
people.
Sorry. Concentration is a different thing. So concentration.
Oh my god.
This is how the spell is being cast, essentially. So
Okay.
there are certain spells that you just cast it and it happens, or the enchantment just sits on someone. There are some where you're just constantly, actively concentrating on the spell staying up. So it's concentration in the sense that with this, I mean, it would be the same as like, you are like, part of your mind is holding the spell in place. So essentially it's more for if you take damage while you're concentrating on a spell, you might break the concentration, then the spell drops that way. If you are concentrating on two spells, means that if you're concentrating on invisibility, you wouldn't be able to cast another spell that has the concentration tag on at the same time, because you can only concentrate on keeping one of those spells up and going at a time.
Right.
But the spell itself allows you to have up to 3 people, I think.
So
or
if you
something like
cast
that.
this spell, you can cast it on both yourself and Rio.
Oh, okay,
But
great.
you just you
Then
will
the
be
simple-
manually holding the spell up, basically.
Okay,
for the hour.
yeah, I can do that.
The
That shouldn't
simple
be a
version.
problem.
Yeah, the simple version is once you're concentrating on keeping us invisible, you can't cast any other concentration spells, but you can do it on both of us.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
like
makes
you
sense.
wouldn't be able to calm me down because I'm pretty sure that
Okay.
requires concentration.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
And so with that being said, you see Brula. Okay, so we're both going up there. You ready?
If you can get up there, then great. Come with me. Otherwise, just run around the back of the building. And
Okay. And you see Brula whip out her flute. Okay, ready? I'm going to cast it now, and I'm going to try and be very inconspicuous.
okay.
Okay.
Super inconspicuous.
There's like 4 people that are like, very good, absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. And Brula
Where did she
curtsies,
go?
And no one can see her.
That's a spell cast, isn't it? So you just vanish. oh, brilliant, excellent. It was a pop-up show, darling, a pop-up. Yeah. Oh, you missed it. It was excellent. Keep your eye out. They'll come back around.
And Brula whispers to Rio, okay.
I don't respond, but you hear the metal clanking feet. I'm running
Pitter-patter of
across
feet.
the street.
Yes.
Yeah, you just
so,
hear clank, 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 like taking off.
yeah, you can't see each other. You can't see yourself either, I don't think, when you look down, which is a bizarre feeling, I would imagine. So you, Rio runs off. I guess we'll follow Rio first. What are you doing?
I'm beelining it straight toward this guy. He'll be able to hear me once I'm real close, but in a busy, like crowded street with him up on a roof, he's not going to hear me, and he certainly can't see me. So I just go straight towards this guy.
Yeah, he's on the roof, and he's, what did I say, 3 stories up, so he's probably like 35 foot up, something like that, right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, once I get to the edge of the building, I Superman jump straight up to the roof.
Great. Brula, what are you doing? It's exactly what happens. No one sees this except for us, the audience. He just runs forward and then just boom, just bounces, and he just launches himself up onto the roof. Brula, also invisible, unaware that he's done this. What do you do?
Brula is wiping the frosting off of her face.
Okay.
And
There's just like, by the way, there's just sprinkles of sugar that are appearing in the air and landing near you.
you see her sort of, well, you don't see her, but you hear like this shuffling and this kind of like this like, oh, okay. And she's sort of bungling around and looking for any way up the building, because she thought, oh, I could just use Misty Step. Oh no, I can't use Misty Step. And you see her concentrate. Okay, think, Brula, think.
Why can't you use Misty Step? Are you out of spells?
Yeah, why
I'm
do you think...
concentrating,
No,
Rio.
you can use Misty Step. I think it's not a
I
concentration
use
spell.
Misty Step to
So,
get to the top of the building.
Here's your other set of shortcuts, Speth.
I would die for her.
I know.
Okay.
So-
I want everyone to know.
Yeah. And also, don't
would
feel
for
bad
her
about
as
any of
well.
this, because it took me years to figure out how spells and spell slots and spell levels and concentration and ritual and
Literally.
whatever, all of that.
The reason I was
bullshit.
like, I don't want to play with spells.
It's touch.
I'm not
It's,
playing
yeah,
with
it's,
spells.
I also
A bard
don't
who
play
doesn't know how to
casters.
bard.
It's fine. So, in terms of your spell sheet, if you look at the spells here, you can see my voice is still going. By the way, I'm sorry, I'm not, or I'm going through puberty again. I hope.
The last second with BradWOTO.
It's happening again. If you look, there are symbols on your next to some of these spells. 2 of them have a little head with a little arrow in them, a little sort of turning arrow. That means those are concentration spells. So you wouldn't be able to cast both of those at the same time. The other ones are rituals. That little kind of star, the little pentagram, whatever that is. That is a ritual tag, which means you can spend 10 minutes out of... Well, you can be in combat, I guess. You can spend 10 minutes casting this, and it will cast it without consuming a spell slot. So you can save the mana. If you are concentrating on one spell, you can cast another spell that doesn't have the concentration tag on it at the same time. So you would essentially be able to Misty Step up there if you want.
Okay. You don't really see anything, but the scene kind of changes. And there's not even a poof. Well, it looks really cool, you know, when I Misty Step and there's a poof, but because I'm invisible, there's no poof. So I just kind of show
Right
up.
about that. Right about that. If you cast a spell, you do lose the invisibility. I just wanted to make sure you knew
So I
that.
cast Misty Step and I
What?
show up on the top of the building
Is
and I
that
poof
a thing?
into existence.
I thought it was when you attack. Hang on.
I think it's when you
Oh,
attack.
it is. No, it is when
Cast
you
a
cast a
spell.
spell. Do you know what? I'm a bad DM.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no.
You would lose the invisibility. So I'll let you rewind it if you want
That's
to control
okay.
Z.
I'll take the risk. And you see Brula just pop into existence up on the building.
Okay.
She's gonna kill you after this episode, Brad.
I'm so sorry. I am the worst. The thing is, I don't know the rules. Like, I want people to understand that I actually don't care about the rules. And you might think that we're playing D&D, and I do use D&D as a structure for telling this story, but I really am only vaguely playing D&D. I'm playing a weird D&D 5e light in which we can all tell.
Okay.
I'm a theater kid, okay? I don't know the mechanics of this game.
Here's how we need to play
and
this.
I refuse
Here's how we need to
to
play
learn.
this right fucking now. Brula Misty Steps up on the building, completely unaware that she's not invisible anymore.
Great.
And is very visible.
And that
very
Do I
visible.
see
is
her
how
from
I
across the
play.
street?
I don't think anyone sees this because I think
Okay.
she uninvisible's
She's creeping
halfway. You know, like Misty Step is instant. So
It's amazing.
yeah, so
I mean, there's now an obvious dwarf on a roof, so you might just see that, but the spellcast
people
itself, you
don't
wouldn't
look
see.
up. If there's
Uh,
one thing I've
nobody ever
learned
looks up.
living on the 4th floor, it's that people don't look up. I hang out of my window every morning, half naked, drinking orange juice and water, and I just look bedraggled and crazy. I have my hair up in a bandana, and I sit there and I just relax and let light in my eyes. And I always think, like, if anyone looks up here, they would see a crazy man. And that,
Crazy
and
naked
no one's
man.
ever looked up. No one's ever seen me. It just, no one ever looks up. So I'm going to go with no one ever looks up.
Okay.
But yeah, she's invisible when she casts Misty Step, but then vanishes instantly to the roof. And then I think the invisibility immediately drops. At the same time, or like a second or two before, Rio, you launch yourself up onto this roof, and 2 seconds before Brula Misty Step appears, you see somebody leaning somewhat casually but not uncautiously against the edge of this roof. The top of this roof is completely flat, but it is tiled, so it's got an ever so slight incline to it, but is essentially completely flat. It's not like a tall peaked roof or anything like that. Roof tiles, and he is leaning against a slightly elevated piece. There's probably a building window underneath this, and he's kind of leaning in the crook of this roof of this building. from the ground level, he's quite well disguised. From up here, it's really obvious. Anybody that would be at a higher level would see him. And there are other buildings that are much higher. There are domed areas here. There are significant, interesting buildings. There's a tavern just down the street, the city walls. There are areas where he would be seen. So he's not being too cautious about this exactly, but I think he just feels confident. You see this individual and immediately you get the sense this is a human man. You can see his face. He has a cloak up. Underneath this cloak, you can see leather armor. You can see black trousers, black boots, a couple of daggers around a belt. And actually he looks very similar to the assassins that you witnessed about an hour ago, except they've got the mask off of the face and doesn't seem to have the black coveralls and the black gloves on that they were wearing. Otherwise, it almost looks exactly the same. Leaning against this edge, and then boom, Brula appears. Brula, you think you're invisible, but immediately this guy reacts to you. He turns, he pulls out a dagger, and he throws it at you. Give me initiative, you guys. And do you know what? I'm gonna drag you over. I'm gonna see. I don't know if I have a rooftop fight prepared. I'll bring us to this map, and then we'll use this building all the way.
Oh my god.
Down here. So I will drag you guys onto the roof, where I assume you are. Brula probably here, Rio probably here, and then this guy.
I imagine my concentration is pretty broken after that too. Or would it be?
Well, luckily you get to roll for it.
Yeah, no, your concentration is broken because of me being the worst DM of all time.
So
Oh no, just her invisibility drops.
She's
but that's what
invisible,
she's concentrating.
But she's still concentrating
that's true.
on
Actually, she is
invisibility from
concentrating on
me.
you.
I'm still invisible.
I am the worst DM.
Okay.
He would still be invisible. That's true. So I am going to add you all to the thing. I'm sorry, Elenis and Tooth, you're just not involved right now, but
That's okay.
I'm
just currently buzzing on the bench because I'm so
you guys
excited.
down on the ground are like chilling, having a great time.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, I never get to be like stealthy. This is so exciting.
Roll me some initiative. So right click on the swords at the top right, or you can just click on it if you want. And then that should pop out your little combat encounter there.
I'm going last.
Rio
No,
is...
wait. Oh, wait. Okay, hold up. Where is it? Where's my initiative? I'm looking at the swords.
So right, did you pop the combat encounter out?
Yeah, it should.
You should just be able to click the dice next to your name in the combat roller.
Give me 1 second. Okay, maybe I don't have it open yet.
The swords.
Combat encounters. Okay, combat encounters, and then I see myself, ping token, hand combatant.
On the right hand side where the dice rolls are.
Yeah, I just don't have the option to have the roll initiative.
Do you
Should
see
I select my character?
Our Discord? I print screened.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I don't have those icons.
The little swords?
I only have ping token and panda combatant.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't
you're on a
either
different
for
website.
combat encounter. Hang on a second.
Chat messages, combat encounters, scenes, actors, items, journal, compendium, settings, all of those little icons. The two swords. Nothing's
those
come
are
up.
the same buttons that I have, as if like that's what I have because I'm not in the combat.
Yeah.
Whenever Elenis and Tooth have turns roll around, can we just get elevator music and occasional camera
what I was
pan to them
thinking.
just eating on
We're
the
just
bench?
talking.
Yes.
We're talking about you, Rio, I imagine. Gossip.
All I can do is ping my token and pan to combatant. Those are my only two options.
Those are the two that I saw, but then I had the dice to the right of it.
Yeah, I don't have the dice.
You're not like still in initiative from the last fight or something, are you?
No, the
I don't
combat's
think so. I
over.
don't even know how that would be possible. Journal notes, select
This is
targets.
crazy.
Can I? Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna hang on. There's something on my sheet. It just says roll initiative.
I think you
I'm
can
just
do
gonna
it from
roll
your
on my sheet.
Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
Nice.
19. Holy. Okay,
Let's go.
Let's
There we
see.
go.
let's go, dude. Okay, I didn't have the.
Why is it rolling
count.
0.5s and stuff? What is that?
I have no
Dexterity
idea. I did it
modifier?
last
I
did
got a
that last time as well.
9.15, 3.14, and a 21.15 for initiative. All right, I don't know. These are questions for Wax Steven that I can ask him in the week. That's crazy.
I rolled pi. I got a 3.14.
Hell yeah.
That is the somehow nerdiest thing that anyone has ever said in D&D.
I love it.
We are, we are front
I'm sure I
runners.
will one up myself later.
I don't know how you did that, but we just took some sort of achievement accolade. All right. So, Barula,
Yeah.
a dagger launches past your head, but it is your turn.
Can I roll to try and catch it? Or is it too soon?
I would say no because there are abilities
Okay.
that let you do that. So,
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Okay.
oh, it's the
First of all,
dexterity tiebreaker. That's what that is.
So
Which doesn't mean anything to anyone except for me and Wax Steven, and I'm going to leave it that way. Please continue.
Oh, I already said that.
Oh, you did?
I said it's the dex modifier.
No, tiebreaker is a thing. Fine, I'll tell you. In the game that in Foundry, that means if two people roll the same number, they don't just get put into a little folder, and then I have to pick who goes first and figure it all out. It's literally just me being lazy. Brula, your turn. What do you want to do?
I'd like to cast Charm Person
Okay.
on this this rogue.
Absolutely, go for it. Remember
Whatever this may
to
be.
target him by hovering over and hitting T to target
Okay.
him, and then go ahead and cast the spell.
Oh my gosh. I hit T and the map went black. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna refresh.
I feel like something's up with your game today. I don't know what, but
Dude, I refreshed it and it said you have to log in. So give me 1 second.
well, it's at this point that we pop down onto the street and we see what these two are talking about.
What's the gift? Why?
I'm still eating my mud bun, but I look to Tooth and I'm like, I feel so stealthy. I never get to feel stealthy, Tooth. I
Oh,
know
you
that
look
like my
great.
armor is probably really obvious and there aren't that many really tall people around, but still. It's exciting.
I think we would know if something was happening. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I'm gonna save this mud bun for Brula because I don't really like sweets. I just figured she'd probably want one after seeing, a
Oh.
body.
She likes sweets. We used to eat sweets
Oh, I
together all
know.
the time, so I think she'll enjoy it.
Well,
How are you holding up, Tooth?
Me? I'm okay. I'm worried about Rio. What happened
Me
to him?
too. I don't know. I hope that he'll open up to us soon.
I think he
It hasn't
went
really been much of an
somewhere.
opportunity.
No, I know. We gotta ask him probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said something in there that left me with a little bit of the bibbles. Like he
what's that?
kind of was like, I don't know. I think he was like, he said something about being somewhere else. Remember when he said, "Are we
True.
home? Are we here?" Do you
I
think
wonder
he
where
like
he went.
maybe some other plane or something?
You think?
I don't know. I just don't think he was here, and I think he's
I have
afraid
to
to
say-
go back.
Tooth, a lot of this has been giving me the bibbles too.
I know.
Something's not right. And I'd like to know what it is, but I don't know.
I mean,
hope that
literally,
everything
like,
is okay.
while this scene is happening, while this scene is happening, there's like karate happening on the rooftop, you know, like it's probably not happening, but
It's wrong. I just don't know what it is.
boom, a spell goes off. Are you back in yet?
Yes, I'm back in.
All right,
perfect,
excellent.
perfect,
Back to
perfect.
that scene. Okay. Let me roll a wisdom saving throw
music
for
as well.
this.
And you see Brula like in like a defensive stance of,
Yeah, Sue Storm.
and she casts Charm Person.
Okay, here we go. Roll a dice.
Why don't you tell me more about yourself, good looking?
A fail. One humanoid you can see within range makes a wisdom saving throw. It does so with advantage if you or your allies are fighting it. Oh, I didn't roll with advantage. Sorry, I'm going to roll again. I really am not good at this today, huh? Success! On a failed save, they would be charmed. The charmed creature is friendly to you when the spell ends, but it knows it was charmed by you. This spell, you cast this spell. The kind of young-looking human, now that you kind of get a look at this individual, he's maybe in his early 20s, throws this knife at you, and then this spell goes off. You see for a second his eyes kind of like, they get a little misty. There's like a milkiness to them as the spell settles over him for 1 second, and just for half a second he kind of stumbles, and then he shakes off the spell and then reaches for another dagger. It is still your turn, technically. You can cast, or you can do something on a bonus action, or you can move, or you can end your turn.
I think upon realizing that the spell didn't work, Brula will immediately move behind Rio.
I don't know if you know the
You can't
Rio's
see
there,
me.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't even know if I'm on the roof.
Oh, we
with
don't
you.
see him? That's
He's
right.
invisible.
Okay, so let's see. Where...
This happens over the first like 6 seconds of you landing on this roof. So at the moment it's just you and him up there. You assume Rio's somewhere, but you don't know where he is.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, well, I will prepare to duck.
Okay. Good choice. In that case, he's gonna throw some stuff at you. Let's see. Right, incoming dagger or not? All right, one dagger.
I actually have the memos in real life.
Me too.
And then a second dagger because he throws 2 of these. 19 and a 20, not a natural 20.
Oof.
Versus your AC. What is your AC?
13.
13. All right, 2 hits. 1, 2. 2 daggers dealing 5 damage and then 6 damage to Brula. So 2 daggers launch past you. One sort of slices open part of your clothing and like part of your chest area, your ribs. There's like a warm sensation as the blood sort of leaves you. A second one slices you and catches you in the leg, but neither of them like sink in and like strike you. They're kind of like little flechettes that run these lines across you. He then turns and leaps off of the building, and I'm gonna roll a...
Now, technically, you would roll to keep your concentration because you've been hit.
That's a good point. Yeah, you might actually have it in the
Just helping out the GM here.
It might have it in the dice roller on the right hand side. Does it say to roll a concentration check for you?
It does
Oh,
not.
it
At
might
least I
not
don't know
because
where
we
it would say that.
Yeah, I don't think we cast the spell onto a token. So roll me 2 Constitution saving throws. You have to beat 10.
Okay. 2 con saving throws.
This is my dex save.
18.
Nice.
And then another. Why does it say 6?
That's an ability
Oh, was
check.
that mine? Oh my god, never mind. 6
Yeah, that was
and
his
a
dex
9.
save, and then your 6 drops.
I did the same thing
the
earlier.
invisibility
yeah.
on Rio.
To be clear, she just rolled ability checks, not
Yeah,
saves.
she didn't roll a saving throw.
Do you?
I didn't roll.
I don't know if she's going to have a bonus to that
Okay.
though, because
Oh,
she's
well,
not
if she doesn't
proficient.
have it, then if you're not proficient, it's the same thing.
Okay. Okay.
So, Rio, the concentration on the invisibility ends, so you become visible. Brula, you're just standing right next to him. He just appears out of nowhere. This guy runs to the edge of this building and then leaps off of it, Assassin's Creed style. He lands on top of a market stall, which has a sort of a huge, great big canopy above it. It's an awkward landing, but he lands in it, rolls, the canopy collapses underneath him, and he rolls off, landing kind of in a bit of a superhero pose. One hand up, glances up at the roof, and then gets up and then begins to book it away. But at the moment, he's down there. At this point, Tooth and Alinis, give me perception checks with advantage.
Oh no.
It's a 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
24.
There is like a commotion from the street to one side of you. There is like suddenly one of the market stalls just collapses. A bunch of people kind of like shout out and scream. Like it's just so random that this thing happens. You then see somebody tumbling off of the top of this market stall that falls down. There's someone underneath the market stall that's like pushing this canopy up. And then you see this just roguish looking figure in a cloak suddenly stop, come to a very dexterous, very lithe stop. A young looking man, just a sort of average looking human male, glances up at the roof of a building where you suddenly see Brula and Rio. And you recognize that this is something is going on. Brula and Rio are up there. This guy's just landed on the ground from a 3-story fall, and stops and then gets up and starts running. He's not really aware of you two, but I'm going to throw you two into this fight at this point and put you where I assume you would probably be, somewhere around here. Let's see. You guys are probably, if they were on this corner, let's say, they came from over here. He was watching from here. You guys are probably just literally down here in the middle of this street. So I'm going to put you underneath this enormous monument that appears to be at the center of this road, which is magically appearing because we needed a battle map.
I love it.
And Alinis will pop you, we'll say there. Tooth will pop you, we'll say there. Alinis is still casting Spirit Guardians, which can be very useful. Yeah,
I don't think that's still lasting this long.
You can end your effect on that.
Gonna
and
get to
then
that
you should be able to open the combat tracker if you can, or unless it's glitching still, and roll your initiatives to join the fight.
I get advantage on initiative rolls as well, so roll
Damn.
Haha, good thing too. I rolled a 10.09.
A 10.09.
And a 1. We're just going to ignore that one.
And a 1. And then 2 on a 15. Okay, well, you guys enter into the combat at the start of the combat, which I think makes sense because you're kind of a little surprised by this. You're taken by the surprise, whereas Rio is actively reacting. Rio, it is your turn. What do you want to do? Yeah?
Can we just free battle chatter, even though it's not technically we're not. I just want to look
100%.
at Rio for a second. And what is your expression, Rio? Like, I'm clearly looking to you for direction here.
I don't know that that's something you'd be able to make out from like ground level across the street, trying to study my face. And I'm definitely not looking back at you because I'm chasing a guy, so I don't think I can help.
All right.
I will look
You're
up and
gonna
just go,
run after
Bruno, what are you doing on the roof?
I
And I
think
kind of lean over and you see like Chibi Brula like, hello! I made it up here!
Oh, great. What's going on?
I think Toof's question will be answered in a moment as I literally
Yeah,
just
if you're gonna
fly
run
through
after
the air.
him, that's all the answer I need.
This guy jumped off the roof. I jump off after him. Simple as. He's not getting away.
This, by the way, looks like his legs are gonna break. He's gonna die for sure. This is insane to witness a man do this.
Right. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. You said this guy, like, he dropped and then he hit the market stall and then he rolled onto the ground. Does he look injured from this fall?
Nope.
Okay. Second question. Since I already jumped up to the roof, people probably already know the spell that I cast earlier was jump. Does that help me at all with jumping down, or am I still going to take fall damage?
Good shout. Jump spell 5e. It triples your jump distance. But does it?
Can I give inspiration? Bardic inspiration?
Yes, you can. I'll allow you to do that.
Safely land.
The jump spell triples your distance, but does not explicitly prevent falling damage if you jump 10 feet or higher, while you can leap up to 30 feet. Falling from that height, especially vertically, usually results in damage. So it doesn't apparently provide any sort of ability to survive fall damage.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's what, 1d6 per 10 feet if I fall. That's like maximum of 18 damage. I don't care. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I simply jump off the roof anyway.
All right.
To cut off his escape.
Would you like to do anything, like there are other market stalls that you could aim at if you want to try and copy what he did?
I was gonna say he like jumped off this like curtain thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and just do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna jump.
This one's destroyed, but you can attempt this. So give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the same advantage I gave him. He got a 20, which is why he basically did this perfectly.
Gotcha. My dexterity save is right. Yeah. Oh, so close to the 18. I got an 8. Wait, did you say I have advantage?
You don't have advantage, but you do have bardic inspiration.
Okay. Sure. I'll use the inspiration.
All right, so you can add a d6 to this, I think. Yep.
It comes to an 11.
11 in total. I don't think that this... I think that the jump spell I'm going to give you gives you some boost here. It's not advantage, but I'm going to say that the DC is a little easier to beat. But
I'm also not trying to mimic the same thing that he did exactly. I think if anything, I'm trying to grab this curtain and just like a very rough rappel down the side of the building.
Yeah. I think that it is nowhere near as pretty. It isn't as impressive, and it isn't as well sort of calculated, and I think luck wasn't on your side. You do sort of leap. The jump spell gives you a bit more of an accurate jump. The bardic inspiration gives you a little sort of just a slight magical nudge towards grabbing this thing and sliding down the side of this building. It tears, and it isn't like a market stall. It's just a thing that is running across the side of these two buildings, and you grab it. It cushions part of your fall, and then it tears, and you are sort of dragged down through this thing. It is going to reduce the damage you take. So roll me a d6, and we'll just leave it at that as you land.
Okay. 3.
Take the 3 bludgeoning damage. As you sort of slide down the side of this building, there's a ripping and tearing sound of this enormous canopy that you slide down this building, hit the ground really hard. It feels like your shins splinter and break, but they don't. It's horrible. Crack, you hit the ground, screaming again. People are freaking out. A handful of the City Watch guards from all the way across the other side of the square are now suddenly turning and kind of looking over here. They're not reacting quite as quickly as Alinus and Tooth, but you're on the ground and you're still standing. So what do you do?
That's all I wanted to know is, can I stay on my feet or not? If I landed on my feet... Tooth, you got the answer to your question. This guy's running. I just like jumped past him and intercepted him and landed in front of him. And now I am going to cast Suggestion.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. I have to target him, right? So then. Also, this probably looks super weird since your dear friend Rio has never really cast magic in front of you before and even told you before that he doesn't know any magic, so something changed. I am casting Suggestion, which is right here. At second level. I think that went through. So
Okay.
he has to beat a DC 15 Wisdom save, or I can give him an order that he has to follow unless it is obviously going to like cause damage to him.
Okay.
Whoa.
I guess he doesn't have advantage on this one, so here we go.
This is a lot stronger than Charm Person, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the spell goes through. This guy rolls over, gets up, starts running. Then there's this ripping and tearing sound. Rio lands very awkwardly to the other side of the building and then casts a spell, and it strikes this guy. It seems to take hold. What do you say?
Sure, I get 25 words, so I say surrender. Tell us why you killed Alden. Then confess everything in front of the assembly and guards. That's 22 words.
Alright.
Okay, so you remember when we were like, that was the nerdiest thing that ever happened in D&D? And he was like, hold my bear? That was it. Hold my bear right now. That was fucking awesome.
And that's where we end today's session. Thank you so much for playing, players. Thank you so much for watching, viewers. Episode 2 of The Lost Second Down. Cool ending. And
Very cool. I'm sorry I ruined it with my hype chatter.
it's okay. I ruined it by
Just
being the
that,
worst
like-
DM of all time and don't know any of the basic rules to tell my wonderful players. You can grab that new merchandise if you would like. We have these new these tees, these hoodies with the cool kids on them. There they are. And if you want to grab one of those, that's available at merch.tablestory.tv. We also have other things over on the merch store. We have 4 sort of pre-episode session zeros of The Lost Second where you can get to know these guys further. They're basically 4 false extra random sessions of a couple of little side quests that they did. And we have the green room, which we're going to go and record now, which is our post-show recordings. We also have audio versions of all of this stuff available on Amazon, Apple, Spotify.
Audible, Spotify,
and those
anywhere
links
that you get podcasts.
are all around. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Everyone say bye. Say bye. Quick. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Listen, I've been running for the man, like a hammer straight from crack. Don't know how long you can last, as long as I hard to catch.